Hey, my name is Ryan, and I hope telling this story helps me sleep again. That's how the email began. A man named Ryan Miller, 32, from New Jersey, he wrote that he had worked a night shift at a quiet roadside motel in Arizona for 8 months, and during that time, he experienced something he couldn't explain, something he still hears in his dreams. My first night at the Desert Willow Motel felt too quiet. It was the kind of place truckers stopped at when they were too tired to keep driving. A single-story row of rooms, an office with faded carpet, a buzzing neon sign outside. The manager, an old man named Cal, gave me 2 rules. Never leave the front desk unattended. Never rent out room 16. I laughed, thought he was joking, but he didn't even blink. "There's a reason we skip it when we clean," he said. "It's locked. It stays locked." When I asked why, he just said, "Because it was a mistake to build it, that's all." Weird, sure, but I needed the job. So I sat behind the desk, drinking burnt motel coffee, watching the security screens. 11 cameras, all old, all static-filled. By 2:30 a.m., the hallway looked like it was breathing with shadows. And that's when I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. Slow, steady tapping. Coming from the hallway microphone connected to the security system. Except no one was checked into that wing. I checked the monitors. Nothing. Just the long hallway, dim lights, the vending machine at the end. Tap, tap, tap. Clearer now. Closer. Right near the door of room 16. I felt a chill crawl up my neck. But I told myself, it's an old building. Pipes. AC units. Animals. Still, at 3:08 a.m., the tapping stopped, all at once. It felt like the motel was holding its breath. Part 2. The Caller from Nowhere. At 3:17 a.m., the office phone rang. I nearly jumped out of my chair. "Desert Willow Motel, Ryan speaking." Nothing. Just a faint whispering, like someone standing far away from the receiver, but not speaking to me. "Hello, sir, ma'am, you've called the..." A voice cut through. Low, hoarse, slow. "Don't let them in." The phone clicked. I stared at it for minutes, my heart punching my ribs. Then I checked the call log. No incoming call, no number, no record. As if the phone had rung itself. The next night was worse. All sounds at night are louder in an empty motel. The vending machine dropping bottles, the humming lights, the ice machine kicking on. But around 2 a.m., I heard something different. Footsteps. Slow, dragging footsteps. Right outside the lobby door. I checked the monitor. Nothing. But the sound kept going. Past the door. Down the hallway. Toward room 16. Then it stopped. I leaned closer to the screen. Still nothing. Then the camera glitched. Static swallowed the hallway. And for less than 1 second I saw a tall, thin silhouette standing at the end of the hall. Just standing there. Not moving, not walking, just watching the camera. Then the feed snapped back to normal, and the hallway was empty again. I told myself it was a glitch, but the footsteps hadn't been a glitch. Something had been there. About a week later, a woman checked into room 14. She looked exhausted, kept glancing at the hallway like she expected someone to follow her. At 1:40 a.m., She burst into the lobby, shaking. "Someone knocked on my door," she whispered. 3 times. Slow. I froze. Room 16 was 2 doors down from hers. I checked the cameras. Again, nothing. No one in the hall. I walked her back, heart pounding, flashlight trembling in my hand. The whole hallway felt colder. I checked her door, checked the windows. Nothing. But when I glanced toward room 16, the bottom of its door was pitch black, like the darkness inside was leaking out. I swallowed hard and walked her back anyway. She left at dawn without asking for a refund. 3 months into the job, a drunk guy stumbled in at 1 a.m. He wanted a room. We were full except room 16. "No vacancy," I said. "We're filled up." But he leaned over the counter. "Man, I just need a bed. I'll pay extra." I refused. Policy is policy. But when I left the desk to check something in the back room, he grabbed a room key. Not just any key, the master key. By the time I realized it was missing, he was already stumbling down the hallway. I sprinted after him, but I arrived just as he opened the door to room 16. A cold gust of air blew out of the room like a freezer had burst open. The man stepped inside. "Sir, don't—" The door slammed shut in my face. Hard. I swiped the master key into the lock. It didn't budge. I pounded on the door, yelling his name. Nothing. Silence. Finally, the lock clicked, on its own. Silence. Finally, the lock clicked, on its own. The door creaked open. The room was empty. No furniture, no lights. Just a square, windowless space. Darker than any room should be. The man was gone. I quit that night. Before leaving, I demanded the truth from Cal. He sighed, like he'd been waiting years for someone to finally ask. "Room 16 wasn't part of the original blueprint," he said. "They built this place in 1968. That room, it wasn't supposed to be there." "What does that mean?" He rubbed his tired eyes. "The construction logs say it was a storage space, not a guest room. But the contractor insisted it felt wrong, like it didn't belong to the rest of the building." I stared. 2 guests stayed there in the 70s, Cal continued. Both disappeared. Same with a housekeeper. Same with a traveler in 1991. The police found nothing. No bodies. No signs of struggle. Nothing. "As if they walked into that room," he said, "and stepped out of this world." A month after I quit, curiosity dragged me back. I wanted closure. I wanted to see room 16 one last time. So, I returned at 2:30 a.m. with my phone recording. The hallway felt narrower than I remembered, like it was leaning inward. I reached the forbidden door, put my hand on the knob. It was cold, freezing. I turned it. The door opened smoothly, almost willingly. Inside, pitch black nothingness, a darkness so thick it felt alive. Then I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. From deep inside the darkness, slow, closer, closer. Then a whisper drifted out. "Don't let them in." My phone flickered. The hallway lights dimmed. Something soft brushed past my hand, like fingers. I slammed the door shut, and someone knocked back. 3 slow knocks. My legs nearly gave out. I ran. I didn't stop until I reached my car. I never went back. Ryan ended his email with one sentence. Last night, someone knocked on my house door, the same way they knock from inside room 16.